Hello overseers, last episode we reworked our desert island base, centralizing production for a more efficient colony. Now it's time for a major milestone, creating a second queen. We're heading over to the jungle island to collect 50 resin, setting up a logistics to bring it back home and carefully assembling the right ants to craft our first lesser gene. Can we pull it off and take our colony to the next level? Let's dive in and see. With our new iron worker ants unlocked, we can now obviously make these iron worker ants, but we have also unlocked instinct 26 and the ability to do something with queens. We can make these gene cocoon, one of the most important buildings in an ant colony where many kinds of ants can be combined into create a large cocoon, resulting in the emergence of a new queen ready to fly out and establish a new colony. So there's a couple of things we want to explore. First of all, let's figure out how to make ourselves one of these iron worker ants. Well, we have an assembler over here we can test with. We can change that to iron worker ant, I believe. It uses iron blocks. Great. So it turns a small worker and it uses an iron block. Now our iron block supply currently is looking good, and let's figure out why that is. Well, we've got a lot of things smelting iron, which is great. It's probably because our screws aren't being used. Our screws look very full at the moment. So our iron is only being used to create plates. So I guess we can just use these iron, and then if that becomes a problem, we can expand our iron block operation. We're currently using the recycler as well a little bit on our iron digger ants. So that means we can turn these digger ants into scrap, and that scrap is being fed back into blocks. So we should be able to do this operation at some point. We just got to figure out from which trail we want to do it. Like, this is a good area to do it if we need more ants, because in the whole point of iron worker ants, I believe, is instead of putting two small ants into turning into one worker ant, we can turn one small ant into one worker ant plus some iron, and then we basically get double the amount of ants. So you can imagine over here how we have 4 ants here and like 100 ants here. We can have double that. Now, why do we want double that though? Because we need to start farming materials for this thing. This thing requires 50 resin. We got glass blocks over here on this island. That's not a problem. And we need to start getting this other stuff. Screws is not a problem. We need to get resin. Okay, let's start with our glass blocks. Let's have a look at what's happening over here. Well, first of all, we're turning all of our glass blocks into light bulbs at the moment. If we look at the speed of light bulb creation, it takes 20 seconds to make a light bulb, and it takes 3 glass blocks. How long does it take to smelt a glass block? Well, it's not the smelting that's a problem, is it? So we gotta probably disable this for a bit and just start stocking up glass blocks so we can build that gene cocoon. Now, the reason why we don't have enough glass blocks is because we don't have enough ants carrying them back and forth. So we probably need to extend this operation a little bit. Now we can easily increase the ratio at which we get glass relative to the other products, which is a okay temporary solution, I suppose. The other solution is that we can start taking the glass blocks from here as well directly. But it's probably good to leave some glass on this island in case we need it in the future, so we don't have to smelt more. We've got plenty of glass over here to take, so I'm more inclined to move a second or even third dispenser over here to bring more glass relative to the other items. So I'm just going to put another dispenser there. And let's not go too overboard. Let's just double it up and see how that goes for us. We'll get a divider trail going this way, and we'll get a hauling trail going back. Now, this is also a good use case for iron worker ants, because currently we're combining our used up ants into regular worker ants. And those regular worker ants are then being combined here. But then again, probably not. What is going on over here? Why? Oh god, these guys are not making drones, are they? Oh, that's a silly mistake. There we go. Turn these into drones. Because I'm trying to turn them into drones, maybe it's just better to do this. The other thing that we're going to do is we're just going to temporarily remove the light bulb maker, because we don't really need light bulbs. I was going to do stuff with pod workers, but that doesn't really seem necessary either. Let's focus our efforts on trying to get this resin. Now we can get the resin out of these plants. I don't think they respawn, right? Let's just use this as a test case. Now we can build a bridge over, and then we can just fly the stuff back, because at the moment, if you look at this bridging test that I've done, it's probably not as efficient as just using some sort of drone path to fly stuff back and forth from the island. I still want to adhere to the concept of bringing stuff from the island back rather than trying to establish operations on the jungle island. The jungle island only has a lot of fiber, it has gold, and it has this resin stuff. So over here looks like a big resin area. I don't know if they regrow or we just have like a limited amount of resin over here, but we're gonna take what resin we can get. So I think the resin over on this little island, we can probably just send some iron worker ants over, or we can just send these ants over, honestly, because we just need plant cutting. Do we even need iron worker ants? Probably, because these guys are making fabric. All right, so I guess it's time to sort of redo this operation, but then, see, that's the thing. We need drones as well. We can't make drones out of iron worker ants, right? Assemble drones alt. Iron worker. Oh, you can turn iron workers into drones. Amazing. So sometimes when you get new recipes, you get alternate recipes for other stuff. Amazing. All right, cool. So that changes everything. We're going to turn this entire setup into an iron worker setup. Sorry. Got plenty of these tiles as well, so I might as well tile it down. Let me quickly redo that. You guys don't need to see this. I know I've been spending a lot of time redoing setups and stuff on camera. I'm going to start skipping over a lot of that so we can get some massive progression going in the episodes. So here's the basic rework. We're basically taking the ants out of this trail. They're going to go here, drop off their scrap, go into here and become iron workers. The iron worker trail is going to be here, and then we're going to send some over here to make fabric, some over here to cut plants until this part runs out, and then we'll probably move it over there and eventually move it down here to cut plants. But for now, we're just going to do that. And then when they die out of this trail, we're going to send them into here and they're going to become drones using the iron workers. So that's going to be the plan. But to get to the other side, I need a bridge. I need a bridge that goes from here to here and potentially a bridge that goes from here to here. Either that or I can fly stuff over. Either way, we need bridges. I think we can extend the bridge over here. Let me just confirm before I make a fool out of myself. Go transport small bridge. Yeah, we can definitely bridge back and forth between there. To make bridges, we need copper wire. We haven't got copper wire set up, so let's quickly just do a temporary setup somewhere. I believe we just need a workshop anywhere. Again, this operation, once again, can be optimized using iron workers. I don't want to go too crazy with the iron workers because I don't feel like I have the blocks to support it without proper recyclers and stuff. So let's just get all this working properly. We just want a very, very simple operation which takes this stuff and turns it into copper wire slowly. We don't need this at any sort of rapid pace or anything like that. So we just get a simple hauling trail that just does that, goes out here somewhere, stores the item, and then goes back. We'll get a counter gate into there, and we just want one ant basically. We need another stockpile that stores the copper wire. Did we bring copper wire manually somewhere at some point? I believe we did. I don't think so. I don't see it in my resource tab. That's fine. Yeah, it's not there. I'll just manually grab one of these dudes. I'm just gonna go over here, drop your stuff, and then you head over and start working this trail. I believe it knows what to do. Yep, there we go. It's making wire very slowly. It takes 30 seconds to make a wire, and it takes 10 seconds to smelt one of these, so one of these should be more than sufficient. We can always increase it to 2 if we feel like we don't have enough wire. We've got plenty of iron worker ants up there, or regular worker ants up there. But we do need the wire to build the bridge. So I'm going to start building the bridge to see how much wire we actually need. We're going to build the most efficient bridge that we can build. We are 77, we need 33 wire. Okay, we need quite a lot of wire. And that used up quite a lot of concrete, which is good because now these guys have somewhere to put all their concrete and some work to do. Way too many ants over here. So maybe we'll set up a second one of these then. I mean, do we really need it? Or we can just wait. 30 seconds. It's going to take 15 minutes for this to happen. Alright, let's just bring back some of the wire from this side of the world. Because we know we have 35 wire here. Perfect. If we click our wire, we can see where it is. And there's no dispenser at the moment. But we'll help it out by bringing that somewhere. Now I don't want to compromise these operations. Also, we've run out of copper for these guys to mine. Let me just quickly remedy that. How's our glass operation storage going? We're getting 10 glass over here now. That's good. Let's just observe this operation over here for a while to see if it is indeed efficient. Seems to be okay. Are the drones slowing these guys down on the trail? Maybe the drones should just fly and do direct operations for transport. That's probably a good idea because drones probably transport stuff faster. So we can probably get them to go grab the glass or specific items that we want. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let me quickly set up a drone path. I feel like if you get drones to walk, they actually slow down the entire process. Nothing complex over here. So they're just going to come in and they're going to become drones. They're going to go into this flight pad, fly across the island. I've got 2 dispensers here. I think one of them is doing the copper wire and the second one for glass shards. They're going to come over here and they're going to go grab it and then do loop-de-loops around. Probably way too many drones, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the excess drones. Maybe they can go do some making of stuff. I think one thing that the drones do lack is... trying to think. One thing we're lacking on this island is we're not making screws as well. But anyway, let's just let the system run for a little bit, and then if we have issues, we'll start remedying them. Because at the moment, over here, we are basically taking the ants over here. They're going to do stuff, but we need to start creating screws because unlike what I thought, these iron worker ants that are being recycled at the moment, they don't actually turn into anything. And also these guys, can they be recycled if they've got stuff that they're holding? I don't know if it's just because this thing is full or what's happening. But basically we need to probably just create a quick screw setup. So let me just quickly do that as well. So a very simple screw setup as the drones come through here. Now they're going to go turn the blocks into screws and a little smelter for blocks. I think just 1 each would be more than sufficient. We've got plenty of people mining this stuff. In fact, our stockpile is constantly full. We just need to transport it back to our main base and smelt it into glass a little bit faster. But that's where this comes in. And look, we've got our lovely drones coming in and now they should be dropping off copper wire and this at some point. Where's my copper wire? Grab a copper wire, go over here. It's probably dropping off the copper wire. It's just being all turned into a bridge over here. There we go. That's good. While we're waiting for that, we should also probably get our diode setup going at some point. And again, we have a billion ants over here, so we might as well use these guys. There's so many ants over here, they're all stuck. Not good. But we are making our bridge slowly. So our diode is made in this thing. So we'll just slowly make diodes. We don't need anything crazy. Let's just put it down here somewhere for now. Better to... Oh, damn, but they use up the wire. Okay, that's fine. And screws. We have plenty of screws. Okay, maybe we won't make the diodes just yet because we really need our wire to get this operation going. Let's see how our iron workers are going. Very well. Apparently, they've got too many stuff. Let me redo this trail. Why do they look confused? Okay, these trails just sometimes don't work for some weird reason. Don't worry, this will sort itself out at some point because we're going to send these extra ones over to the other island. Getting plenty of fiber, so that's not a problem. We're almost done here. We just need like another 10 wires. Shouldn't take too long with all these drones ferrying stuff back and forth. Now we're getting plenty of glass shards here, so let's get a dispenser over here. We'll split this up. Let's get 2 dispensers here. That way you can take from either one. Now let's just double check we're getting everything we need. We've got the screws, we've got the plates, we just need the resin. The wire is being made as quickly as it can be. And we just need 3 more wire. Shouldn't take too long. Let's start getting our ants down this trail. Get that counter gate and we'll get maybe like 6 ants down this trail grabbing the resin and back. Bring a trail all the way to the bridge. Straight as it goes. And off the ants go. Is it done? Almost. Might as well start setting up our cutting trail for this. So the resin apparently needs to be cut, or now a little bit confusing because there's resin on the plant. Is this a hauling trail or a plant cutting trail? Because I feel like if I cut this plant down, the resin's going to disappear. Let's start with just a hauling trail and just see what that does. Or is it a foraging trail? I have no idea. Nope, that doesn't light up. A hauling trail? That doesn't light up. It has to be a plant cutting trail. So we'll get it to cut all these plants down. What is this thing? It's a giant tree. They're going to be cutting this plant forever. Alright, we'll just get it to do that. Now, they're going to get fiber and resin, right? So maybe we need to stockpile whatever they grab. I don't want to slow them down with fiber. But if I don't bring the cutting trail back over to the other side of the world, then they're going to be stocking the resin on this side of the world. Which is fine. We'll do a separate transportation route. It's too difficult to try to get them to walk back across the bridge and drop the resin off. So we need 2 storages, or 2 stockpiles. 1 for resin and 1 for fiber. Let's have a look at how that might work out. So we'll get that one to accept fiber. We'll get that one to accept the resin. I don't know why I'm not playing the game while I do this. I can't do resin yet because we haven't picked up resin. But here we go. The iron worker ants are coming across. Get a null trail going across here. And now we need to work on the dead ones. The dead ones need to go somewhere. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to build a bridge back. Let me confirm that. There ain't no way this bridge completes itself. It does. All right. So you can build a bridge from either side of the world. Well, we'll get another 33 going and we'll get that bridge back going. That way we can recycle our iron worker ants. But yeah, here we go. One grabbed the resin or one grabbed a fiber. Did you not just store your resin? Resin. There we go. Go back, store me a resin. So they don't chop down this tree, they just take it from the tree. So they just take it from the tree until it runs out of materials, and that's just going to disappear, right? Alright, cool. So that's our iron worker ants done. They're going to keep sending stuff over to this bridge because there's nothing that tells them to stop doing that. Okay, that's fine. But we're going to have this bridge that tells them to then... That's going to be interesting. We got this bridge to tell them to then go back when they're old, so we don't just lose all these ants. Maybe we'll send more iron workers onto this trail for now, so we don't lose them all. But the important thing is we are getting some resin. We need to transport that resin back, so we need to set up the rest of this loop, which basically takes the iron workers out of these 2 loops and turns them into drones. I'm going to set up that system over here. It's going to bring down some tiles. We've got tiles, might as well use them. So I'm going to set up some old gates and stuff like that to get these iron workers down into here and get them turned into drones. Alright, I've set it up. We've got old trails coming out of here and here. They're going to be turned into drones when these guys get old. Then the drones are going to go over to here, fly across the island over here, grab a resin out of here, and then bring it back by this launch pad. And that should start stocking resin in our main base, and hopefully we can build our GYNE cocoon thing and start getting more queens. Not that we need more population. We've got way too many ants that we're not even doing stuff with at the moment. But that's fine. We can expand all our operations and stuff at some point. So at the moment, we've got our bridge going. So that's slowly making stuff. If we look at over here, we need to start increasing our operations. So we need a bridge over here. That means we need more concrete on this island. So what you'll see I've done is I've put my concrete dispenser over here. So when the iron worker ants go across this bridge, they'll bring some concrete along with them. I think what we need to do on our main island is expand our copper wire operation. So we've got plenty of ants over here making copper. We probably need just another one over here making copper wire. So I'm going to go ahead and do that next. All right, I've just tripled up our wire makers over here with 3 more workshops. So these guys will now make wire. We've got 3 ants coming out of here. Again, we've got way too many ants on this trail, so we're going to use them to work. Now that should get us triple the amount of wire, getting our bridge process going a lot quicker. When this bridge is complete, we will complete the loop over here, so these dying iron worker ants can also go back and turn into more drones. Now I've got plenty of drones and not enough work for them to do. You can see they're ferrying back all of that resin. Now are we done with the resin pretty much, or is there still resin to be had? Yep. So once the resin gets mined out, these trees just disappear and we just need to make new trails. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But let's see how many resin we've managed to get back on this island. 7. Not very much. But that's fine. It's slowly going, so we need more bridges over here, which means we need more concrete. Let's chuck down a bridge and see how much more concrete and wire we actually need to get to this side. Not a horrendous amount, 50 concrete and 15 wire. That's alright. We also probably need to get back at some point as well, but we'll work on that at some point. We've just finished our bridge now, so we need to bring more stuff over to this side of the world. We're already getting these guys to bring concrete over as they go so that we can build this bridge, but we're still very, very shy on all the other materials. So I'm going to get these drones that are flying back and forth to bring back some copper wire. Now that this is done, we've got a couple of spare copper wire. A copper wire operation seems to be doing alright. So before they go fly off, we need to get them to pick up a copper wire, and then we need to get them to drop that copper wire off over here somewhere. So let me get a stockpile in here, and we'll get that to only accept copper wire. So that'll get the 15, or like we need a bridge back and forth, right? So 30 copper wire and 100 concrete. It'll just slowly happen over time. Fantastic. How's our resin going? Our resin is up to 18. On this island we have none, so we've pretty much gotten all the resin out of here now. So we literally just need to transport concrete, so when they finish cutting down this last resin plant, is there any way I can get to this resin? There's only 5 here, not going to make or break anything. We really need to get to this side of the island. So while we're waiting for all that to happen, we can make a couple of other optimizations. I noticed in my tech tree that I haven't yet gotten digger ant, but we need to mine this stuff to get digger ant. So we track that idea. We notice we haven't mined any scrap from deposits on this side of the world, so we can very easily set that up because we probably have a few spare digger ants over here. Right, we've got 2 spare ones. We can just get them to mine some copper real quick. So let me set up a real quick copper trail. Get that divider in there. And we'll haul that copper back out into some sort of copper stockpile. For now, I don't really care. I just want to collect it. But this is all going into there, right? So we need some to go into here. Oh, they just finished this as well. I need to redo this glass trail. Give me a second. There we go. I've just rebuilt a new digging trail for this glass. Make sure they're all got arrows pointed to it. I've got a digging trail for the copper now. So let's just get all these ants back onto the trail. And we'll slowly get our 25 copper deposit while we're waiting. Let's see if we can expedite this process a little bit more. I think these guys are almost done. Look how many iron worker ants we have. We've got so many. Now we just need the concrete over. So all of you guys are just going to go. You're going to bring the concrete. And then you're just going to head straight back. So we'll get a hauling trail there. And then straight back you go. And then when you're back home, we're going to get you to haul some more. Basically through here. And then to speed up the process even more, we'll get an old gate going out here. So let me just grab all of these ants and off you go. A bit hard to select them all. Oh, just get this thing out of the way first. You guys go there. Stupid trees in the way. Go there, go there. I'll just put this concrete thing here. There we go. Now we're slowly building this bridge. It won't be too long with all these extra ants doing this hauling. We're getting more copper wire over here as well. So pretty much done with the copper wire. We just need an extra 15 here for the bridge back. But let's get the bridge over first so these guys can start cutting. In fact, I'll start setting up the plant cutting route right now. Why can't I cut this plant? There we go. We're going to hit all of these. We'll just do a reasonably small path and then we'll just make small paths across whenever we get there. It's kind of annoying to navigate around here. Alright, that's fine. This path can just be a triangle over here somewhere. But we're slowly just going to keep cutting the resin. There's not much resin over here, but we don't need many more. I think we're about halfway. We've got 4 over here. These guys will get the resin out. We're going to get the old trail going over here so that they can also put the stuff out. So after you've already dropped off stuff, they should all be empty over here. So we'll get an old gate coming out here now, and then an elder trail from here up to here as well. And that way these guys that are getting old can also turn into more drones and transport stuff faster. Eventually when we get our 30 or another 15 wire here, we'll get these guys doing concrete as well, and that'll just really expedite things. Now, how is our concrete supply over here? We've only got 90 concrete. But these guys are producing concrete as fast as they can. We've got plenty of ants here. These guys are producing everything as fast as they can. Fantastic. We've gotten 2 copper from our deposits. Eventually we'll get the rest. Now let's have a look at what other tech can potentially help us. Maybe some stuff on this side. This slinger seems pretty useful. A handy device that can throw materials, so you can put items on a stockpile over distance. That sounds awesome. I don't know what a stockpile gate does, but island exploration. Feed 30 energy pods to the queen. Well, we've done that. Does this thing help at all? No, because it needs that diamond thing, which we have no idea what it is. Energy storage. Okay, that's a new building. Cool. What is this diamond thing? I feel like I'm missing something because there's this main trail over here and it's like a diamond inventor point. I don't know what that means. Is it 1,000 inventor points? But yes, or unless they're like the inventor ant 2s, which I've seen, but that's all the way out there. If they've given us access to this thing this early, surely, I don't know. It's really weird. I don't see anything unless I've missed something very obvious. But this small beacon also seems to be useful. It's a small lamp that lights up the surroundings and lets ants be faster. But I think we'll explore energy related stuff next episode. This episode is just going to focus on trying to get the queen GYNE cocoon out. And we're pretty close to doing that. We're about halfway. So let's make sure we have all our other materials. Yeah, we've got plenty of glass and stuff. In fact, we can probably get our light bulbs going again because this ant doesn't really have too much to do. Guys, we need a lot of light bulbs one day, right? Give them something to do. Now, otherwise, our glass transport is working well. We've got plenty of glass shards now, more glass shards than these guys can process, so we can always double that up as well. We've got heaps of energy pods too ready for our queen. How is our energy pod 2 collection going? The other thing that we can possibly optimize is getting the fabric back and forth from here, because we've got all these old ants over here and they're just dying, right? And we have a single recycler over here, but we can probably get a second recycler going. This recycler is good for getting our metal, so we don't have to mine the metal ourselves, and it can keep up with the screws. So we've got positive screws again, but feels like a waste to dump all that fabric, right? So why don't we get that fabric going as well? Surely we can create a second recycler. We'll just make small optimizations while we're waiting. Can we afford a recycler here? Let's find out. I wonder if one day these guys can turn into anything. I just put the recycler on this side somewhere after the stockpile. Let's move it a bit closer. Let's get an old gate out. There you go. And now these old guys will get recycled. I'm missing concrete on this side of the world. Alright, well, that's unfortunate because I don't have any concrete on this side of the world. I mean, I can get them to dig rubble, but these guys are all busy at the moment. Ah, this stockpile thing. Forgot to build a stockpile. This guy's just doing nothing. Silly. There we go. Now they're slowly going to mine scrap copper. This is scrap copper, right? Why didn't that go up? New islands give you access to new resources. Get a digger ant on a new island. Use it to mine 25 pieces of scrap copper. Yeah, there we go. That's 3 now. Fantastic. Alright, let's see how our bridge is doing. It should be pretty fast. Oh, look, we're done. Fantastic. Let me pause the game and get a bridge going backwards. Look how fast they brought all that concrete over. I've got like another 50 concrete and 24 of these. So we're pretty much done with bringing stuff over. Let me bridge this back. Can I just chop this tree down? Oh, wow. The bridge can chop the tree down. Nice. I probably will regret that one day when I run out of fiber, but whatever. Why are you not done? Oh, we need a little bit more concrete. All right, we're almost done, but we can start getting them over. We don't really care about the return route. So, yes, bring concrete over. Drop them off here. Don't go home yet. We'll get the hauling trail out past this tree. Oh my god, this tree is so annoying. Can I just build something here to get rid of it? Is that a big waste of a tree? If I just build a stockpile on top of here, will it just delete this tree? Yeah, there you go. Probably not a good idea, but anyway, I want the trail as short as possible. So we'll get the hauling trail to go past here, and then they don't need to haul, right? We can just change this to a null trail. They can go across the bridge now, and then they can start harvesting the resin over here. And once you've done that, you can chuck your resin into here. Same process as before. Put that there. And now all our digger ants will go and, well, our iron worker ants will go and do the thing while getting all our concrete over. Nice. And then once that's done, I don't think I need any more bridges over here. So we can get our 10 concrete to the other side of the wall. Look how many ants coming over. Nice. Let's just do a quick population check. Make sure all our trails are full. This one looks all good. These trails look all good, and there doesn't look like any surplus of ants. They're sending all the surplus of ants over here. We're getting plenty transporting goods back and forth. I think all our systems are currently reasonably stable. I don't want to jinx myself, but yeah, we're pretty much good to go. Once they finish up this trail and maybe just the next trail, then we're pretty much done with the resin. Now, we probably don't need any more of these. So do we need more concrete here? We don't need any of this stuff anymore. So we pretty much don't need this thing. So you don't need to carry anything over. And I think you guys have carried enough concrete over. I think we've pretty much built everything we need to build on this island for now. If we need to build more, we'll build more. But for now, we don't. So I'm going to go get my concrete out. And we're going to drop some concrete onto the other island. So I'm going to put a dispenser over here. So when these ants come out of there, you guys can grab a concrete. I'm going to just pause the game. We'll get a hauling trail over here now. And you guys can grab a concrete, bring it to the other side of the world. And you can drop off a concrete. Where do you land? You land here. Let's get a stockpile. Do we have a concrete stockpile? Nope. Once you land, you can drop off a thing. So let's see if that works. Fantastic. I think that is working. Now, all these drones are wasting all our fabric, our precious, precious fabric. Not really. We've got so much fabric. Why do we have so much fabric? We're not even mining any more plants anymore. I gotta change this to a hauling trail so that we can pick up all this crap off the ground. Because they don't actually pick anything up off the ground, annoyingly. What if I change this to a hauling trail? This thing is full. And we've got too much fabric. So I'm not even worried about recycling all the stuff at the moment because we don't have diodes. Ah, that's the other thing we can set up. We can set up diodes now that we have extra these. So let's do that. Just let me double check my resin thing is working well. Wow, we have 1 billion ants over here. All right, we need the old ants not doing this anymore, right? Oh God, I forgot to put my thing of stockpile. They're just wasting their life away. I might need a second stockpile for this. Yeah, I might have just put a second stockpile down. Because that first one's looking awfully full. My bad. They haven't been harvesting any resin. That's why I've got to check our work all the time. Anyway, getting a bit distracted. We'll let these ants do their thing. Do the old ants have enough time to make it home? I don't think so. We'll just let them die. It's fine. We've got plenty of ants. We'll optimize that trail later. Essentially, we want the old ants to leave this trail and then go back home and become drones. But as you can see, we have 1 billion drones. We haven't even ended the cycle over here either. And yet we're still producing way too much fabric. And we've got way too much of these. We should probably try to conserve where we can, but let's make the diodes and get the recyclers in. This island is really lacking recyclers. So our diode operations, let's have a look. These guys still have way too many because we only need 4 ants and there's like 5. So we have exactly 1 ant spare to make a diode. So we can definitely do that. Let's go put down our production machine over here. We're obviously just going to make the one. So I'll just build one over here temporarily, and you're just going to make diodes, and we're going to get our dispenser. So we're going to have 1 dispenser here and 1 dispenser here. It's going to be a reverse version of our normal process. Get our screws. We've got a bunch of screws here as well. Yep. Too many screws, so you can become diodes. It's basically a reverse version of our old process. So we start the divider trail after you finish. You either go here, you go here, or we carry gate you out of here. And that carry gate is going to look for if you have a diode, right? Then if you have a diode, we can just put you into storage over here. They'll get a hauling trail into there, and then you can go back, and then you won't have a diode, and then you're going to go into one of these two. When you're done in one of these two, you basically need to just come back over here. And then back in. Something like that. It's like a reverse version of what we do. Let's get a counter gate in real quick. Let's do 1. Should do this at the back, so it's like the lowest priority, but whatever. And off you go. Now, if we're running out of workers here finally, we can very easily convert all this to iron workers. Now, how is our iron supply doing? Kind of dwindling. So we need either more ants on this trail working, or we just tighten this trail because it's not very good at the moment. They are walking a long way for no reason. I like that idea at some point. Oh, we finished this. So now we can unlock our iron workers, our digger ants. So that's another optimization. Oh, we can't unlock our digger ants. We need this golden thing. What is it? What is the golden thing? That's fine. I think we're okay for all our invention stuff. I mean, concrete floor maybe, so that we can save our iron floors. Don't know why we need casing. Why can't I can't even unlock this. Complete other nodes to gain access to this. A deconstructor maybe, then we can get casing. Deconstructs them into their raw components. I still don't know the use case for this. I'm sure there is one. What am I missing for casing? No idea. Timer gate, we haven't used that. Just checking if we haven't missed any like core technology, but I'm sure my comment section will tell me if I have. The next thing we have to unlock is also factory. The largest, it features 3 inputs to accommodate recipes requiring 3 distinct ingredients. I'm sure that's for like making things like LEDs. We'll explore new tech next episode. Let's continue focusing on what we're doing. We're at 40 resin at the moment, so let's check in on this thing. They've probably harvested all of the trees that give resin, and they're just working on other stuff at the moment. So let's get this trail gone. And let's move some of our old stuff out of the way. It's our iron plates. And let's get some more plant cutting trails down. I want this stuff. We're almost there. Can't really see where the start of this is. Oh, I don't want you to cut that big plant. Are they going to sit here cutting this big plant? I feel bad destroying 500 fiber at a time, but like my main focus is just resin. Probably people in the comment section are going to be like, oh my god, you're going to destroy all these valuable fiber and you're going to need 1 billion later. I see 1 billion, so it doesn't seem valuable to me. But I could be wrong. I'm still new at this game and have no idea what I'm doing. So I could be kicking myself pretty hard at the moment. But for now, I'm just going to do what makes sense to me. So off you guys go. You guys can all drop your stuff and go get me better stuff. Oh, did I drop some resin? Get that resin. Off you go. Notice there is like very minor amounts of energy orbs here too. So make sure we don't accidentally cut them down. There's like 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Could be useful just having energy orbs on this island for later on energy related stuff. All right, let's go back over here and see if our diode operations are working at all. Is there something going on over here? Why are we getting no more ants over here? Nope, everything seems to be going okay. I don't see any issues. Our queen is still maintaining stage 10, and that's the exact stage that we want to maintain because everything else is in balance at the moment, which I like. We got way too many drones over here, but that's also fine. And we are now at 50 resin. So it's time to build our gene cocoon. Oh, this thing is absolutely huge. Can we build this on other islands? You cannot even build a gene cocoon on another island. No, you can't. Okay. Does it work on another island? Let's figure it out on the main island first, and then we can expand it to another island. Because we can bring these materials to another island and then build a gene cocoon. Does that mean we can have queens on every island? To make a gene, you first need to make a princess. This is an ant that can grow into a gene in the gene cocoon. Create a princess in an ant combiner. Place her in the gene cocoon. Okay, what is the recipe for a princess? Do I have a spare combiner to test? I'm going to pause the game because I don't need it to run anymore. I'm just looking around for a spare combiner that I might have. Don't think I have any more spare combiners. Okay, let's have a look. Here's my combiner. We can combine into princess. It takes 1 drone and 1 inventor. Where do I have drones and inventors? Let's just manually make one. Well, if I kill the you can never have an old inventor, right? Because if I kill the inventor, then it's gonna die. So we just have to bring an inventor, and then we can bring one of these old dudes over here. And drop your first stuff, and then off you go. You're gonna become a princess. Aren't you a happy little drone? Hope it doesn't die. It's got 27 seconds to get its butt over there. Here we go, we're making our first princess, and then we're gonna bring the princess into the GYNE cocoon, so we might as well bring the GYNE cocoon to the princess. Here we go, we're making a princess, takes a minute, so we'll just wait. Check it out, I made my diode, but I didn't give it a stockpile. Oh, I did. Wait, what have I done? I moved this stockpile, you idiot. I have to make a new stockpile. We're getting diodes now. Once we have 10 diodes, we can make ourselves a recycler and start not wasting all our fabric and stuff. So yeah, I think you can get very, very efficient with this game. Like, you can pretty much recycle all your resources so that I don't even know if they've done their maths properly, and you can create like positive resources or something. All right, we've got an ant. There it is, our first princess. Look at her, she's so pretty. Look at those little golden wings. Let's get a trail going into this thing, and then what? What do? We're making create lesser G. What? A princess. Is this thing gonna die? It's got 20-minute lifespan, and then it needs all of these ants. Oh lord. All right. We need these as well. Pod worker 2s to create a gene. Interesting. All right, I guess that's what we're doing for the rest of this episode. Let's complete this off, and we're gonna put all these things. Let's just start with the hardest one first. So pod worker 2, I did unlock it, but how do we even make a pod worker 2? Let's have a look. Do I have a spare fabricator somewhere? Probably not. Do we need we need workers, iron workers, drones. Well, we can bring all our iron workers back. We've got a bunch of iron workers over here. So let's just delete off this trail because it's not really needed anymore. Create a null trail going back, and then off you go. Once you exit out of this bridge, I'm just gonna temporarily move you over into the GYNE cocoon, which I can just move this around, right? We've got 20 minutes to sort this out, so we can't waste too much time. Now remember, we're gonna make all these pod workers and stuff. So we need to make 5 pod worker 1s and 5 pod worker 2s and 10 drones. So 10 drones we can grab from here. Let's start making our pod workers. Our regular workers aren't a problem. I can just pull them out from anywhere. In fact, we can just get them out from... Oh wait, no, we've turned all of these guys into iron workers, haven't we? That's fine. We can pull our regular workers from up there, all the dying ones maybe later. And then we can just take our pod... we just need to make pod workers. So to make a pod worker, it takes a regular worker ant, right? Currently, we're combining all our regular worker ants out of this system. Where else can we take regular worker ants out of? Over here, they're being turned into workers and then drones. We can probably take it out of this system. Is there a spare trail that we're not using at the moment? This one. This one is not being used at all. Okay, let's just take it out of this system then. We only need 10 dudes, so let's get an old gate out of here. Probably put it in the right spot. Take an old gate out of here. And then we want to put them into a fabricator, right? One of these things, or an assembler, sorry, I keep saying fabricator. Don't worry, we're gonna solidify this process at some point. But for now, since we only have the one queen, let's just make it manually first and see what this gene actually does. And then eventually we'll figure out from which trail we bring the ants to make one of these things and what it actually does. I don't even know what it does at the moment, so let's just manually do one for now. So the old ants coming out of here will now go over here, and they will become pod worker 1s. No, empty pod workers. Right, here's the first one. And then we need a second one of these machines. It needs a light bulb. Luckily, we've made plenty of spare light bulbs. We'll need another assembler down here somewhere. And they're going to turn them into assembled pod workers. Now, I'm just going to double check that the pod worker 2s... how do I even make pod worker 2s? It's not in that thing. Is it a combiner recipe? Oh, I haven't unlocked it. It's in an assembler. So now we can make pod worker 2s. I'm just going to confirm that this one just takes a green orb. Good. I want to make a fool of myself. We've got plenty of green orbs. This thing looks like it has plenty of food, so we're going to use this one's dispenser. And once you've become a pod worker, you can immediately go here, and then you can just go into here. Oh, that's the output. You can immediately go into the input. Is this null trail just like not connected to this? Oh god, all my things have been dying. Do we need to drop off this stuff? I'm just gonna delete these trails over here and redo them, because I might have made a little mistake or something. Can't see anything. This is gonna put a temporary stockpile over here so that they can have somewhere to drop all their crap off. Made horrible mistakes. Can't see anything. What is going on? Let's just move all of these guys over here. And then just get them to drop their stuff. And then go back here. Go over here. Drop. Drop. Get back in there. Alright. How are we doing? Drones? We've got 2. We need more drones in there. Are they done? 15. Yeah, okay, these are done. So no more of these dudes need to come in here. You guys can go become drones. And then we're just going to direct our drones instead of flying off to do nothing. We're just going to temporarily direct all our drones over there. Get these guys over. Have we created a pod worker yet? What is wrong with you? Assembled pod worker 1. There's a pod worker here. Oh, you've picked something up, you muppet. Get that fixed. Off you go. Go be assembled. Alright, hell, what else do we need to get in there? Workers. Alright, where am I going to get my workers from? Can they even make it down here? This is the closest source of workers I have, isn't it? Alright, well, we don't need a billion concrete right now, so I'm going to grab all my workers from here, or just grab a batch of them, and then we'll just manually send them in for now. If they can somehow walk to here. It's going to manually walk them down. Right, just put a trail over here. Are we done with our drones? Yep, okay. Let's delete this so we don't clutter. Got 2 pod worker 1s going. Fantastic. More coming. Might need a few more ants onto this trail. Get it going a little bit faster. Let's chuck that to 7 for now. How much time does my queen have left? I have no idea. Well, we can always make another queen. Another princess, sorry. We'll get these guys to drop off their concretes, and then off you go before they die. That's 5, I think. We need another 5 at some point in our lives. This old one can go. Where else do we have workers? I think this thing is making workers as well. So all of these workers are currently becoming drones, but we probably don't want them to for now. So just very temporarily, instead of going there, do you have enough time to... You got 2 minutes. Do you reckon we can walk them to the other side of the world? Ah, we can later. So we'll get the rest of our 10 workers from here, or we'll just manually do it from up there. So that's our last one that we need for pod worker 1. So we can delete this. We can change this recipe to pod worker 2, and we can grab our energy orb 2s from here. Almost there. We just gotta wait for 5 of these dudes to be done. Still haven't found a good use case for these little dudes. Even these guys only get another 5-minute lifespan, so I don't understand. Like, and it cost me an energy orb and a light bulb to do this. It just seems very silly when I can have iron workers. Someone tell me in the comments section, what is the use case for a pod worker? Because I don't see it. They use an energy orb and a light bulb, whereas the iron worker gets a 10-minute lifespan and it's turned into iron. Maybe there's some like thing we can turn it to later. Let's see what the pod worker 2's become. But then the pod worker 2 takes energy orb 2, so why would I use my precious energy orb 2's making these dudes? Seems silly. Anything we can do with our workers over here? We're sending 1 billion iron worker ants over here just to die. I'm going to stop this process somehow, because it's using up all my iron blocks. We're just going to send 1 ant down here. And then we're going to stop it here. How can I stop making these ants? Like, I've got too many ants. Like, we can just make less ants go to here, I guess. We can chuck that to 8, because it's not like we're running out of energy orbs here. Because we are running out of metal. What have we run out of? Something's wrong here. Iron. We're making iron as fast as we can. It's just not fast enough with the expense of all of these ants. Fair enough. We do have plenty of metal scrap, so we just need more of these, basically. Let me quickly set that up. We can probably double up this production, right? Because we need way more of these. So I just do it in real time, I guess, because I'm waiting anyway. So we'll get another 4 smelters. We'll get 4 smelters over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the tightest little trail that we can do. So we'll get a divider to go from here into each one of these. Get it going there, there, there. And then we'll get hauling trails coming out of here into there. And back into the divider. Like that. That. And that. Now we need wherever this iron is coming out of. This one is already being taxed. This one is being taxed, but not by that much. So we'll put 1 of these here. And do I have another source of iron somewhere? Can I cycle through where all my raw scrap iron is? Yes, I can. There's scrap iron over here and it's rarely being used. So we'll put that one into here as well. So they can grab out of these 2 and we can do a real tight loop there. And then we can get iron blocks and we can change where that all comes from. So we might get a second iron block stockpile. Didn't I have a spare stockpile over here? Change that to iron. Tuck that over on this side. And then we just need to get some ants onto this trail. So we had iron workers spare over here. Maybe we'll just bring them up to work this thing. They can make their own iron. Actually, we'll just cut this trail that goes to the new world first. And we will put in a... Oh, wait, we're done here, sorry. I need to quickly do this while I do the other things. A little bit of multitasking. So we're going to put the GYNE cocoon over here. And instead of these worker ants going here, we're going to get the worker ants to go here. Cool. So I'm not burning all my old ants. Now we're going to fix up this thing while we're waiting for our last 9 of these dudes. So we're going to grab the things that come out of here. And we're going to bring them up. So we'll get a null trail going this way. It's going to bring it down first so I don't confuse myself later. This is a very temporary setup. I know I say everything's a temporary setup, but this really is. Just get that going in there and then in you go. And I want 4 of you in here. Because I've got way too many worker bees over here. We need more worker bees over here. Now I don't have enough iron worker ants. What the heck is going on? I have no idea. Let's cut some of these trails so I don't confuse myself. Do a little bit of cleanup. You can stop this process now and using up all my energy orbs. It's going to delete you entirely. Remember, if we need more workers, we can always pull them out of here. Right now, they're being turned into pod workers for no reason. But we'll just chuck them over here like that. That's fine. We've got more iron hopefully coming out soon. Do I feel like we have less ants somewhere? I feel like I don't even have 4 ants on this trail. What are you doing? Do I need to tell it to smelt stuff, or are you going to pick a trail at some point and smelt? Good. Alright, it is working. So that'll increase our iron scrap piling. And now with more of that, we can probably get this one to come out of this one. it's kind of dangerous to get the ants themselves to be created out of, like, it's sort of like it's like a loop, right? If there's something that goes wrong with this system, then we're not going to be producing the iron we need to make these ants. It's a really bad system, but it'll do for now. We also have to recycle all of these iron worker ants at some point because this is such a waste. We're turning them into drones, but we should recycle all of this stuff. We'll do that next episode. Right now, we just want to get the rest of these dudes into the GYNE cocoons. So there's not many left. Have we got our 10 diodes? Yeah, we do. So we can probably set up a recycling process at some point now. The only thing is, well, at the moment, these iron workers, I'm curious what they recycle into. So I'm just going to bring them out here since we can make a recycler. So we'll chuck a recycler down, our very first recycler on the main island. And instead of the old trail going into here, we'll just recycle these guys because we're not dealing with the new island yet. So we'll chuck an elder trail. Things in the way. We'll chuck an elder trail that goes directly this way and into the recycler. Now we will see what these old ants actually become, because I'm very curious to see what these iron worker ants become, whether they become the block or whether they just recycle back into scrap. Either way, it doesn't really matter, but we will need more of these recyclers, and then that will really tighten up all our processes. We have a billion old iron worker ants over here, so we can chuck them into the recycler, I guess. Don't want to waste all that precious iron. Just chuck another elder trail over here, and then as they get old, they can go and be recycled. There we go. They can do loop-de-loops and they get recycled. Oh my god, what am I doing with my life? I just have nothing to do with them right now, so I'm just trying to not waste my raw resources. These drones can also go into the recycler, I guess. Just put an old gate here for now. And then we'll sort all this out next episode when we actually start using the jungle island. I'm sure it'll start making us get gold and stuff at some point. But I just really want to see what an iron worker ant does when it gets recycled. I think it just turned into scrap iron. Pretty sure that's just scrap iron. There's no iron blocks in there. So only these dudes turn into fabric for some reason. The drones recycle really efficiently. They give you scrap iron and they give you everything, but these guys just give scrap iron. But that's fine. Having more scrap iron is always good as well. But we got to get ants to work the recycler too. So a lot of optimizations that we can do. Slowly getting there. I'm getting a billion scrap things now. We should probably optimize this trail as well now. So I'm just going to build myself some stuff while I'm waiting. We're going to build ourselves some more iron foundations because we've got a lot of iron now. And then we're just going to tighten up this thing a little bit. So I'm just going to clean up this trail. Oh god, I deleted the trail that came from here. I can't even tell which one's which now. I'll redo them, that's fine. But what is this? This is the dispenser that takes it from here, and yep, okay, we want to use up all of those ones. This dispenser takes it from this one, which has plenty. And then these dispensers take it from this mining trail, which also has plenty. Alright, so we'll just keep a couple of... We'll keep all 3 of these dispensers. Don't need 2. Line all this up. If you're wondering why I like to do this as 2 sets of 4, that's because I don't want these trails to be too long so they can do it more efficiently. So I can just build all my stuff as sets of 4. You can try to figure out a less messy version of this, but I like this. Gonna get a divider into each one of these. Get a hauling trail back out. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze 3 of these into this hauling trail. Oh, it's a bit far. Yep, there was 1. Is that 2? That's 2. No, I don't think I can squeeze 3. I think I can only squeeze 2. Or kind of, because it can grab it from here. And we're gonna get the stockpile back in. The stockpile is a little bit hard to put in. Let me put the ant back on the trail. See if I can get the stockpile in now. There we go. That looks like it barely works. Get these ants back in the trail. I think this ant was doing something. It is holding an iron block, right? I have no idea what it's holding. Doesn't tell me. Okay, let's make sure it's all working. Good. It is working. Fantastic. Much tighter trail. Hopefully things will get done a lot faster now. Alright, we need to get the input trail back in. So, oh, I don't want to delete the wrong trail. I see the problem is I can't get into this trail now. Okay, there we go. A bit messy, but as long as it works. Nope, that's not working. Let me redo these trails. So 1 to here. And where did that trail come from? All the way down here to there. Get that back into here. Alright, hopefully that's all working. We'll check up on it in a bit. Our recycling process is going all good. We still have way too many iron worker ants over here, so we'll send one to work the recycler, I suppose. So we need yet another stockpile. Maybe a couple of stockpiles. One for fabric, one for something. Get a hauling trail. Up, down, and back in. We'll grab another trail. Counter gate. Everything's a bit messy at the moment. I don't really care. Let's get stuff working for now. We're gonna, I'm sure once this happens, we're gonna have to redo our base again and again and again. It's the name of this game, just constantly redoing our base. But we're almost done. In fact, we're so close that I think I just want to send the dude over. Up you go. I think we're pretty close to the 20-minute mark. Our princess might die very soon, so better just get this done. Look at them go. All of them hugging the princess. Is this happening now? Yes, we've got everything complete. The cocoon is now ready. All you have to do is wait for the incubation to be completed. We are creating our first lesser GYNE gene, or whatever it is. And there we go. We have our first lesser gene. It has an infinite lifespan and it can fly and reproduce. Amazing. It can fly? What? Hold on. We gotta play with this guy for a bit. So we can make our queens over here. It's so slow. So it doesn't work like a queen in that, it doesn't work like a queen, but it can reproduce. Does that mean it eats stuff? How do I make it reproduce? A gene is a fertile female and destined to become a queen. In Microtopia, your ultimate goal is reproduction. To achieve this, you must create genes that will take to the skies during nuptial flight to mate and establish new colonies. Successfully releasing a gene will give you gene points. Ah, that's what these are. And then it looks like there's some other inventor ant points too over here later on, which you can use in the development tree. Fantastic. We're gonna have to use those very, very sparingly. Hello? So it just chills here, and do I have to put it somewhere? Build a gene tower. Gene in tower. Okay, we still got stuff to do. A gene tower, but that's just 30 iron blocks and barely anything. We've suddenly got 84 iron blocks. Amazing. So off you go into the gene tower, ready to become a queen. Oh man, this is gonna really blow up our population now, isn't it? So we're gonna have a second queen essentially. So we can complete this off. Your gene is ready. Now all there is to wait for the nuptial flight to start. If you're waiting, try building a thumper, which is unlocked in the development tree. What is a thumper? Wish there's a search button over here. There's a thumper. A huge building produces shockwaves to communicate with other ant colony. Allows you to start a nuptial flight. Can only be built on a desert island. I mean, I guess we can go investigate it. I assume it's going to be through the factory. And then we got the thumper. 500 to unlock. That's all my points. Okay. Let's go to the desert island and have a look at the thumper. Yeah. What is that? That's like food number 3. Okay, that was a waste of 500 points. Fantastic. There's no way we can build ourselves a thumper. We'll just wait for the next nuptial flight. There's no rush. This thing has an infinite lifespan. And then next episode, we'll figure out how a second queen works. Whether we have to build this thing can fly, right? So whether we need to fly it to another island and then do the nuptial flight, or like how that all works. But now we have access to new queens. So that's fantastic progress this episode. We will continue to optimize our ant colony next episode with a whole new possibilities opening up with a second queen, hopefully. So if you don't want to miss out on that, leave a like and sub, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.